Hey everyone, Randomon565 here, and Ultimate Matchup Episode 14, Sly Cooper versus the Prince. This one came to me, I guess, while I was looking over all my games I have, and I guess, well, seeing how the Prince is getting a reboot game soon, which I guess caused me to look back at my old games, and I figured, well, yeah, both Sly and the Prince are thieves. Though the Prince was a thief until the king took him in and raised him as his own son, where he became, well, the Prince of Persia. This one's actually a pretty interesting matchup. I mean, definitely the Prince has a lot of combat experience, seeing how he's fought all kinds of others, from assassins to sand monsters to some kind of creature that follows him around in the two thrones. He even has an evil dark side, which has some kind of weird whip attack. And the Prince got a manga. It's like we got, well, a book. One of many, though. Yeah, I don't have the Sly Cooper comics, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a tough one. Both Sly and the Prince have time manipulation powers. With the dagger time, the Prince can slow down time, speed up time. I think he can freeze time too. He can also create barriers, like it's just gonna explode. The sand can do a lot of attacks. By far, a sandstorm is one of his most powerful attacks, but it takes up a lot of space. Well, yo, right. His sand of dagger of time is, it needs special sand for it to work. So he has to kill these sand enemy monsters just to refill his sand meter, which he can use as, well, time manipulation moves. So the Prince, I don't know his name. I haven't played the game in a long time. So in the first game, basically, he has to stop his evil uncle from taking over the kingdom. Well, step-uncle, I guess. He's not... The king wasn't his biological father, he just took him in. Uncle kills father, well, his brother, so he can become the king. The warrior within has the Prince, well, I guess since he saved the kingdom and rewind time and killed the uncle before the attack, it created a paradox, which is now causing this weird sand giant creature monster to chase him from one point in the game to another. Though he does seem safe when he's by water, because the creature can't go by water. He defeats that, sleeps with a new female, even though I'm pretty sure he became lovers with the girl from the first game, so I guess he cheated on her. I don't know. And then in the two thrones, he created yet another time paradox. Jeez, what is with the Prince? So, because of the events from the second game, kind of erased the events from the first game, the uncle never was killed, and he did rule in power and took over the entire kingdom with his sand army. Oh, and he also created his, like, assassin, bodyguard, and others into sand monsters that the Prince has to fight and kill. Okay, Sly Cooper. At a young age, he comes from a long line of master thieves. And then the Furious Five came, killed, say, the Fiendish Five, Sorry, Furious 5, what was I saying? Anyway, the Phoenix 5, who consists of Mugshot, Clockwork, Sir Rowley the Frog, Ms. Ruby, and the Panda King murdered Sly's dad and mom. Sly is put into an orphanage where he meets Bentley and Murray, and they become friends. And yeah, they became a trio. Pulling off all kinds of highs, stealing stuff from museums, and stealing from other master thieves. It kind of seems Sly's whole honor thing is different than his ancestors, because according to some of the books, he steals from trains, museums, and other stuff, which they're not thieves or criminals in any shape, way, or form. I guess he steals stuff just to steal stuff. Anyway, he eventually defeated Clockwork twice. He found his Cooper Vault, and he saved his own timeline. But of course, I was stuck in the past in Egypt, so waiting for Sly 5 to happen, but it's in development, so it's gonna happen soon, yay. Okay, this one is a tough one. Alright, fight begins with Sly breaking into the palace to steal, I guess, from the uncle? Yes, yeah, the prince sees a burglar in the palace and tries to, fight him off. Both of them are being very agile, jumping around. Sly uses his cane to parry the prince's sword attacks. Sly then uses his smoke screen to hide from the prince and then turns invisible. The prince, being able to sense Sly, throws one of his swords at him. Sly easily jumps and dodges. The prince then uses Dagger Time to rewind time. Then Sly, able to dodge the sword again, Sly then electrifies his cane, hitting the prince and knocking him out. The end. Okay, why does Sly win? I mean, it's quite clear that Sly is faster and has much better gadgets and abilities than the prince. With the Dagger of Time and Sly's own time manipulation power, they easily cancel each other out. Though the prince is able to rewind time, which Sly can't. But the problem still stands that Sly is still faster than the prince, dodging laser beams and creating vortexes just by running around an enemy. So the prince isn't going to be able to even land a blow on Sly because of how fast he is. Sly is strong enough to damage Clockwork's metal, which is supposed to be some kind of weird titanium. And with Sly's Insanity Strike, lightning attacks and many other ability decoys, using his own hat as a bomb. So this is, it's really tricky with the time travel, but Sly's definitely stronger and much more durable than the Prince. Though I would say the Prince definitely has way more combat experience than Sly, but compare that to the things he knows from the Thievius Raccoonus, and Sly may even be able to steal the Dagger of Time right from underneath the Prince without even knowing. He was able to steal a key that Calmly the Fox had inside her breast pocket, and all Sly did was grab her hand, kiss it, and was able to swap out the key with a rose. And I'm not sure how she didn't feel him slip his hand into her coat, like the inside of her coat, to take the key and replace it with a rose, but he did all of that in a few seconds. So it's quite clear that he would be able to easily disarm or even steal the Dagger of Time away from the Prince without him knowing it's being stolen. And there goes his time manipulation powers. Sly just seems... the Prince has combat experience, but Sly basically beats him in everything else. And probably not even that. I mean, he has fought like general warlords and other criminals who have many years of combat experience in Sly 4 and his other games. I mean, El Jefe was a general that took over many countries for others for money, and Sly was able to beat the guy, so Sly has fought enemies who have way more combat experience than he does. So this fight is pretty interesting, but Sly wins. Alright, bye. Hope everyone stays safe.